fucking love this thing. It runs great. Transmission slipping, but engine's 100%. Hey YouTube. So, I'm headed to Kansas. I'm going to buy another Grand Prix, a 98 GTP that's red with no hood. And I've got a trunk full of parts and tools. I got the wheels in the back seat off the Grand Am. And yeah, me and my buddy David, we're headed out. And I'm going to drive this thing back home. And it's going to be a donor engine for the 06 Grand Prix eventually. But I think I'm going to drive it for a little while so I can pull this engine out of the 97 and put it in the Grand Am. So I still got about an hour and 40 minutes, about 100 miles, I think is what it said on the GPS. So I'll keep you guys updated as we make our way out here. And
I'm excited to see the interior.
yeah, I know. It's got a really nice dash and black leather interior. And it actually has a really nice body on it.
Have a sunroof.
It had a really nice hood. It was like the SD Ram Air hood in red. It was like immaculate. And he wanted $1,000 for the whole car, and someone gave him $600 for the hood. So he's giving me a hell of a deal for the whole rest of the car for $300. So we're headed out here, and I'm gonna throw a battery in it, throw some wheels on it, check all the fluids, and drive that bitch home. So y'all stay tuned and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright you guys, so we're 8 minutes away. We're almost there. We're about to be crossing over the Oklahoma-Kansas border, or state line or whatever. And yeah, the guy lives like 2 miles on the other side of the state line. So no worries, we'll be there here in just a few minutes, and I'll show you guys the car when we get there. Whoa, you guys, so we got out there, we got the 98 GTP started, the motor was knocking, I did an oil change on it, checked all the fluids, it was running, it was just knocking, and right as we were about to leave, the motor locked up, solid, so I decided to tow it, and my buddy David has been steering it. We're 12 miles away from my house, and we got pulled over. And we got cherries and berries back there. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I will keep you guys updated. Alright, YouTube. So, the cops are actually pretty cool. They did not impound the car. So, what they did was they called a tow truck, and I had to pay $175 to have the car towed 12 miles home after we done towed it like over 100 miles with the strap. But I got the car home, so the car is home. I'll take a video whenever I get over there. I'm at my buddy David's house. I had to bring him home. But yeah, sorry I didn't get to do a whole lot of updates. I couldn't really record with the cops being there, but cops are actually turned out to be pretty cool, and we're Pontiac people also, and so we talked Pontiacs, and the officer he wrote me one ticket for improper tow. It's like $170. So it cost me like extra $340 between the tow and the ticket, on top of the $300 for the car. So my $300 car turned into almost a $700 car, $650 car. So it is what it is. It's a parts car, but it made it home, so it's home. It has been a long night. It is almost 1 a.m. and we just got here. But tow truck driver was actually pretty cool. After we got back, we were talking, and he said he has a Grand Prix that's identical body style, but it's black and gold. And he said it was driving down the street, and the driver front wheel fell off, and it like messed up the strut and the brakes and the axle, and it broke off the lug nuts off the wheel studs. So, but yeah, he said he'd sell it to me for a couple $100, and it's got a good engine and transmission. It just needs some suspension stuff. So I don't know, I might buy that and in like a couple weeks or so. I don't know. It really just depends on how everything goes. But yeah, I've got a court date on April 22nd or April 26th. So there's my ticket. Sucks. Improper tow. But yeah, that's that. So I'll give you guys another update of the car whenever I make it back over to my house. Alright, you guys. So I'm back over here at the house. The car made it. So it is here. So what I'm doing right now is, since it's going to be sitting here all day, I don't want no one fucking with it. So I'm taking the hood off the 97 and I'm going to throw it on the 98 just so it's covered all day while I'm gone at work. And I don't think anyone will fuck with this at my job. So I've already got it unbolted. It's just two 13s on each side. And then on this hood, I have a light right there. So there's a wire that goes across. It's right here. And you have to take the carpet thing off to get to it. But yeah, I just had to unplug that so I can take the hood fully off. It's already unbolted, both hinges. So now I'm about to go throw it on the 98, and then I'm going to bed because I gotta get up and go to work in the morning. So I'll give you guys another update before I go to bed. Alright, you guys. So I got the hood off the 97 and went ahead and got it swapped onto the 98. The 98 doesn't have that light thing, so but it's on there. I went ahead and tire shined all the tires so it can just look pretty all day tomorrow. And while I'm gone at work tomorrow, people can just think that I'm home. So it is what it is. It looks good. I'm happy with it. It sucks that I got pulled over and got a ticket. Look, both of the taillights have been broke out like I did my one. Yeah, look at this exhaust. It's a Dyno Max dual exhaust. And it does have some rust here in this quarter. And this rear strut is like rusted in half up here where this boot goes. This whole metal piece. Yeah, so that's definitely junk. But I mean, other than that, it has brand new headlights. They're Depot brand. Brand new corner markers. And the mount on this side is like, it needs adjusted really bad. But still lots of good parts. The motor, so I put a battery in it. Checked all the fluids. It was like 3 quarts over full of oil, and it had a shit ton of metal shavings in it. So I drained the oil completely, did an oil change on it, topped it off with antifreeze, with brake fluid, power steering fluid, like everything, and put the wheels and tires on it. Brake pads are like brand new. And yeah, I got it started, and then it was knocking, and at first I thought it was a supercharger coupler because it would like go away and then come back and go away. But it was smoking real bad because it had been over full of oil, so it was burning off that oil. And it ran for like 10 or 15 minutes and was running good, and then it just died. And it has a brand new alternator, and it had a brand new battery in it, but it's for whatever reason it's like not charging the battery, so it just like drains the battery and then just runs off the alternator until you turn it off, and then the battery is just dead, not charged at all. And so I think it's the starter. But yeah, it ran for like 10 or 15 minutes and then it just died and wouldn't start back up. So I swapped the battery from the 97 because it's brand spanking new. It's only like a couple months old. So I took that battery out and put it in here, and took the brand new battery that was in this car and put it in there and jumped it with the jump box, and it fired right up, and I drove it all the way back, and it's charged up. Look there, that's the battery that came in that car, and it's a 3-year warranty battery. Yeah, so it's still got 2 more years on that battery. And but yeah, it just died, and so I swapped the battery around, and then started it up again, and it started back up, and it ran for about 5 minutes, and then it died again, and the motor completely seized. And I tried to turn it over with the breaker bar and a socket, and it seized. I can't spin it either way. So I don't know if it's like a flywheel flex plate torque converter bolt, or if it's a spun bearing. I mean, there was definitely a bunch of metal shavings in the oil, so I'm thinking a spun bearing, either rod or main, probably rod. But I have that other set of rods with the brand new rod bearings out of the Series 3 Supercharge 3800, so maybe I can just swap the rods with the bearings, and maybe swap the crank around, and just redo the whole damn engine with the other crank, and maybe just rebuild it. I don't even know yet, but yeah, I'm about to go in here and go to bed. It's like 2:15 in the morning, so y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow after I get off work.